Thank you. I'd like to welcome you all to our board meeting today, especially my fellow board members, Deanna and Dennis, as well as all of those from staff of ESD and NYPA who are in the room. As you know, this is a meeting of the Western New York Power Proceeds Allocation Board that is being conducted pursuant to the Open Meetings Law. I believe that in the memo dated May 30th, 2018, Karen DeLintz circulated an agenda for today's meeting. I'm sure you all had a chance to read it. I would like for you to make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Make a motion.
Moved by Deanna, seconded by Dennis. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? No. That passed unanimously, Karen. As you all know, during the time that you met individually with or by telephone with our staff to consider today's recommendation, you were also asked by staff to declare any potential conflicts of interest. And I know that you've already done so. However, time has passed since that. And so I just wanted to confirm that neither of you have no conflict that has arisen since you were first asked that subject.
None.
All right. I should also probably note for the record that our colleague Brenda McDuffie remains on the board, but unfortunately couldn't make it today, and she is excused from attending. Okay. Contained in the packet that was circulated by Karen back on May 30th also was a copy of the minutes from our November 7th, 2017 meeting. Are there any additions or corrections?
None.
Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes. Moved by Dennis, seconded by Deanna. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? That passed unanimously, Karen. Richard, for your first cameo of the day, can you please take us through an update on the fund balance? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, you have in your packets the fund update for the Western New York Economic Development Fund dated April 2018. I'd like to review that with you now. Total deposits to the fund to date, $41,327,000. Total interest earned on deposits to date, $339,068, making total funds deposited equal to $41,666,068. As to expenditures, there has been zero expended for administrative expenses. For disbursements to grantees, there has been $30,144,563 dispersed to grantees, making the current fund balance $11,521,505. As to awards under standard projects, $31,963,327 has been awarded for standard projects. $4,878,320 has been awarded for energy-related projects, making the total fund benefits available to be awarded by the Western New York Power Proceeds Allocation Board at $4,824,421. As to energy-related projects, a minimum of 15% of the fund is dedicated for this activity. That stands at $6,199,050. Total awards to date for energy-related projects is 12%, or $4,878,320. Today's recommendation is for a standard project and amounts to $142,000. As to the power that supports this program, the estimated unallocated EP and RP to date is 152 megawatts. The estimated allocated but unused hydropower to date is 35 megawatts, making the total estimated unutilized EP and RP to date at 187 megawatts. There's additional detail on the back of that report. I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have them.
Questions for Richard? No? Hearing none, we will receive and file the fund update and make it part of our minutes for this meeting. And now on to round 21. Richard, can you take us through the staff's recommendations for this round?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, you have in your packets a recommendation memo related to today's project. Staff is recommending that the Power Proceeds Allocation Board recommend a fund benefit award of $142,000 to Historic Palace, Inc. to help renovate the Palace Theater. Built in 1925, the Palace Theater is a historical, architectural, and cultural asset that has contributed to economic development in Lockport for over 90 years by helping attract tourist dollars to the city. Historic Palace, Inc. is a not-for-profit business that purchased the Palace Theater in 2003 and offers live performances and movies to local residents and tourists. Historic Palace, Inc. plans on installing a new stage rigging system, new and additional audience seats, and expanding the orchestra pit as part of a larger effort to renovate the theater. The Palace's current rigging system and orchestra pit are original to the 1925 building and are insufficient. At 6, the rigging system has a comparably low number of bars. These are pipes that they hang sets on. And larger and modern shows require between 20 and 30 bars. The enhanced orchestra pit will allow more space for musicians and facilitate needed electrical upgrades to accommodate speakers and other musical instruments. New and additional seating is needed to accommodate growing attendance and would greatly enhance audience comfort. The project will require $713,000 in capital investment that Historic Palace, Inc. plans to make over an 8-month period. Several aspects of this project present a strong case for supporting a recommendation of a fund benefits award. Through the permanent upgrades proposed in this application, Historic Palace, Inc. will grow revenue by increasing its ability to accommodate larger live shows, and profitability by avoiding equipment rental fees, which range from $5,000 to $20,000, making some shows cost prohibitive. Proposed upgrades to the theater are estimated to increase visitor numbers from 85,000 to 125,000, and economic impact from $2.4 million to more than $3.5 million annually. The project will complement both the new CFCU Arena, that's a skating rink, and restoration of the Flight of 5 locks, which is expected to draw approximately 230,000 visitors to Lockport annually. The Palace Theater is located in the heart of downtown Lockport and a brownfield opportunity area where the poverty rate is 19.5% per the 2010 census. The Palace itself is located in Census Tract 237, where the poverty rate is 35%. Lastly, the project aligns well with the Western New York REDC strategies and priorities on tourism, which recognize that Western New York visitors generate an estimated $2.2 billion annually in related spend. I'd be happy to take any questions if there are any.
Dennis or Deanna, do you have any questions?
I do not.
Okay. Just want to note that the presentation of this project was done very well off the record and prior to this through personal meetings with members of the board. So we did have a chance to ask some questions at that point in time. But in the light of the fact that I don't think we have any additional questions, I will call for a vote to approve the recommendation of staff to make the award to the Historic Palace Theater. Moved by Deanna, seconded by Dennis. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That passed unanimously, Karen. Any other business that we have before the board today? Don't speak at once, don't all speak at the same time. Okay, the next meeting of our board, I believe, is August the 7th, 2018. This one's going back to Niagara County, right? The Farmer Project
Yes, sir.
Vista?
Yep.
Very good. Any other business we have?
Yes, sir.
In that case, I will call for a motion to
Move.
adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we're concluded.